So we want to talk about how can your IRA own this, like the actual physical metal, like the actual gold bar. And so if you're someone that loves precious metals or believes in that asset class, invested in it, we want to talk about how your IRA can do this, like even your Roth IRA, traditional IRA. We're going to go through a number of things like what precious metals qualify, how you actually purchase them, how do I get this account set up so I can actually buy precious metals in my IRA, what are the storage requirements of this, and then some of the kind of do's and don'ts and some of the things that we've seen over the years. So let's start at the first point on this, which is what precious metals qualify here.
Matt, does the coins in Pirates of the Caribbean, do those work? Jack Sparrow's?
It depends. It depends. Oh. So let's talk about it here. Actually, That's serious. That's a good question. That movie was fake though, but just, don't hate to burst your bubble, but you know what I mean?
Don't you start talking about Santa Claus. I mean, we'll go there.
But let's talk about the gold coins. So gold is one of the qualifying metals, silver, platinum, and palladium. Now, the two most popular that we see in IRAs are going to be gold. Now, I'm going to my own book here, by the way, the Self-Directed IRA Handbook, because I have a chapter on this. And there are specific requirements on, let's say, gold. There's two things that meet the gold. It's not just any gold you can buy with an IRA. It has to either meet purity requirements. So that coin in Pirates of the Caribbean, if it met the purity requirement, it counts. Or it can be qualifying because it's from a government-approved mint. So like, for example, the U.S. Mint puts out American Eagle coins. Those automatically qualify, either the purity requirement or a government-issued type of coin.
And the Iraqi dinar would not qualify.
Yeah, that's currency on paper that is absolutely worthless.
I know. It sounds like gold. Well, we had, oh my gosh, you remember those scams 10 years ago? Everybody was...
Yeah, everybody buying Iraqi dinar is going to revalue. It was like, all right, what are you smoking? But
I think this is a really good thing, though, to diversify into as well. And I think that it's very realistic and doable, and gold has just been performing so well.
Yeah, so let me get into the purity requirements here. For any of you that want to geek out on this, gold must be 99.5% pure. Okay, that's the minimum. They call it fineness requirements for gold. Now, the second one is silver. That's the second most popular precious metal we see people buy. And we have people that own hundreds of millions of precious metals in their IRA here at Directed IRA. And silver could be the same thing. You could have a government-issued silver coin, or if it's a bar of silver or something like that, it could even be in coin format. Bullion is what they may call it. 99.9% is the fineness requirement for silver. Now, I've never seen anyone buy platinum or palladium. We might have some people's accounts that own them here. They're technically in the tax code as something approved that your IRA could own. Now, generally, the IRS has restricted collectibles from your IRA and said, your IRA can't own collectibles. Like, it can't own a coin collection, like a collectible coin. It can't own art. It can't own a wine collection. It can't own those things, collectible car, but it could own precious metals. And there's a specific exclusion in there that says in this restriction that says, hey, these are collectibles you can't own, but you can own precious metals, gold, silver, platinum, palladium, as long as they meet these requirements.
All right. Now, I don't know in our lineup here, but I feel prompted to say this to everybody right now. Now that you know you can do this, the big step of how is getting the self-directed IRA so that you can do this. So we're going to break that down as well, but don't get stressed or frustrated right now if you're like, well, I want to do this. Where do I start? Well, it starts by having the right type of IRA that allows for this.
Yeah. And that's not going to be the Fidelity IRA or the broker-dealer IRA, right? So that's what we do is a directed IRA. We have a self-directed IRA. So let's say you have an old employer 401k of traditional dollars. You got a traditional IRA at Charles Schwab. Or what we will do is you'll set up a self-directed traditional IRA at Directed IRA. And then we let you invest in whatever you want. You want to buy real estate. You want to buy crypto. You want to buy precious metals. We don't restrict you to just publicly traded assets. So we'll let you buy these types of assets. Some people call them alternative. I don't know how alternative gold is, but you can buy these in your IRA. So we open up the account for you. You'll transfer that money over, and our team does this for you. We'll make a transfer request to Merrill Lynch or Charles Schwab, wherever your money's at. That money pops into your IRA with us, still a tax qualified account, tax preferred. But now we don't restrict you on what you can invest into, and you say, hey, I want to buy precious metals. Now you'll find a dealer. We don't sell metals. Well, we're here to let you invest whatever you want. I don't care. You want to buy precious metals. You want to buy gold. You want to buy silver. You want to start invest in a startup or buy crypto. We don't have a horse in that race, so to speak. We just want you to be able to invest what you want to. And so now we do have dealers that we can refer you to if you need assistance with that, with someone that's like, well, who can I buy precious metals from that'll work in my IRA? Because you want to make sure you're getting the right precious metals that qualify. Hey, I'm cutting in here because I want to make sure you know all the stuff I'm talking about on my YouTube channel, investing in alternative assets, whether it's real estate or private funds or private equity, oil and gas, crypto, saving on taxes, all these concepts I love and I talk about here. I want to let you know we do this at my company, Directed IRA. So get on over to directedira.com/call and book an appointment with one of our self-directed IRA specialists that'll help you understand how to take control of your retirement. So that's what we're doing here every day. So we can help get this account open, get it funded. Remember, this is your retirement account. You're building long-term wealth in this. You're building this up. You would do this because you believe in precious metals. You believe in gold or silver, whatever it might be, as being more valuable over time and going to be growing your retirement account. So you have a retirement account you're looking forward to, right? With a big account.
Now, some of you have bought precious metals before, and you might go to a dealer and go pick them up and go home and bury them in the backyard or put them under your bed or something like that.
Maybe in the safe or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Mark's stuck on Pirates of the Caribbean. He's like, X marks the spot here.
Chest,
A chest. A treasure chest, maybe. with the goblet made of gold.
Yeah. But that's because you own it personally. You can be involved in that whole process of buying it, storing it, and looking at it at night and petting it, whatever you want to do with your gold. But when your IRA is buying it, you want to go through the right type of vendors that know you have an IRA and that can provide custodianship or holding it for you. And there's not a lot of options here. You want to make sure you do it right, but it's actually quite doable and not that expensive. Maybe Matt, walk us through an example of that.
Yeah, there's a storage requirement for precious metals. So the tax code has a provision in it for IRAs that says when your IRA owns precious metals, they must be stored at a custodian that is a bank, trust company, credit union. So there must be a third-party storage place for those precious metals. And the IRS has came out pretty clearly and said, you can't store these at your home. There's some guidance out from the IRS and kind of some buyer beware kind of taxpayer notices that have gone out from the IRS because they've cracked down on some people that have bought precious metals in their IRA and stored them at home. If you do that, the IRS deems that a distribution. They consider once those precious metals get to your house and they're in your personal possession, they deem that to be a distribution. So no storage at your home. So we use a third-party storage facility. A lot of companies in the space use. You can even go in there.
I thought we were storing all of this gold in the basement of our building. That's where you were going.
No, definitely not. This facility that stores it, literally for every employee, it knows if you have a filling in your tooth or not. And if you went to the dentist that day and you didn't update it, you will get scanned in and out when you go in and out of this building. And they'll be like, there's metal on you more than normal.
Wow.
Okay, it is literally like a Fort Knox and lockdown, which is the type of place you probably want your metals. Okay. Yeah. I don't want them in the treasure chest, in the backyard. So that's a requirement for the precious metals owned in your IRA. They must be stored according to the IRS requirements, which does not include your home. Now, you can have some personal possession of them during transportation if that was necessary, where your IRA bought them and you were somehow transporting them to be deposited properly. Generally, that's what you're just going to have is you buy them from a precious metals dealer. They're going to ship them to the depository that stores them, or that depository, frankly, many of them have a lot of the metals in the industry. They're already sitting on a shelf in there. They're just moving it to your name in your IRA as opposed to who just sold it to you. So
what can people expect in a cost? Let's say they bought $10,000 worth of gold or $50,000. What would the storage cost be?
So it could be $100 to $200 annual storage fee. Now we have, a self-directed account at Directed IRA is $495 a year that you can invest in any asset. Now we do have a specific, if you're just buying precious metals, there are some different pricing on that where it could be less, but you're going to have an annual storage fee to the facility of at least $100 a year. So if you're buying the 10,000, just know you're going to be paying at least $100 for that, and maybe $300 to $500 a year for your IRA account fee with us. Now that's all consolidated into our account fees, and we handle that for you when you have a precious metals IRA with us. So, and we, by the way, like I said, I'm referencing my own book here on some of these points. There's a whole chapter in my book on this. We have other resources on our website about the qualifying metals and the rules. And we got a team here, of course, that can help you as you're sorting this out. And if you're interested in buying precious metals, like we talked about at the very beginning, this has been an asset that's performed very well. Who knows if it's going to continue to grow from here? We're not trying to give you investment advice, but we want to let you know this is an actual option in your IRA, like actual physical precious metals. You can own them in your IRA.
And it's a short podcast today or broadcast because it really is that simple. It's exciting. Yep. It's something you can do in just a few days, getting an account open. And we've got incredible resources there to help you do it quickly, an online app. And on your desktop version, you can be opening an account tonight and started talking with precious metal dealers tomorrow. So it's pretty cool. But anyway, thank you everyone for being here and being a part of this amazing mission and journey that Matt and I are on to kind of educate the world about this self-directed retirement account option that so many people don't know about. And we just feel so passionate that it unlocks true retirement building that people could only dream of. And we are just honored that we are one of your podcasts you listen to. Please share it with your friends and family. Give us a thumbs up, 5-star, 10, whatever's, just
10 out of 10.
Yeah. And we'll be back next week and a lot of podcasts sometimes in between on additional topics to help you out in your journey too. Thanks so much. See you next week.